And you watch as this amorphous blob of ice cream just kind of falls lifeless to the floor. And you faintly just see it melt away, leaving just this central chunk of this, what looks like a large chunk of some kind of somewhat luminescent green material.
Can I take out my soul bag and try to capture it as a reaction?
Oh, yeah.
Please, give me some
sure.
cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies.
What's the max? Does it say the max challenge rating that you can capture?
Yeah. I don't know what it is though. I have to check. Wait. Is there a max rating on this?
Does the item say?
No. No, it doesn't.
Okay. So tell you what, go ahead and make a spell casting ability check.
21. No, 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up the stats of this thing. That should actually work.
It's done.
Okay. How many charges can your soul bag hold?
Half my 6, 12.
12?
Yeah, 12.
Okay, it's gonna max out the charges then.
Okay.
You cannot capture the entire soul of this elemental as it begins to pass. But you do capture 12 charges within your soul bag.
Okay. Put that away.
Interesting.
I'll go over to the chunk of green stuff.
Okay.
Should probably give this back to Lena.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's almost a little too large to pick up, but as you do, it's extremely cold to the touch and sticky with ice cream. But as you begin lifting it out, it actually takes 2 people to hoist this. This is a very large chunk of Ezra, what you remember to be a material called methallium.
Okay. What is this used for?
You came across this material when you were in the sink previously in the Goblin Cave. Make an Arcana check. Anyone who's proficient in Arcana.
I will do it.
I can do it too.
Okay, go ahead.
10.
I'll say anyone with proficiency can do it, because if you think about it, having more people that could possibly know it would increase your chances of having some.
I got a natty.
Nice.
Is that enough?
Is that good?
Did I do good?
No.
Oh.
Anyone else?
No, fuck you.
I got 13.
Okay. So Harmony, what? No, I'm just kidding.
What?
So, all right. So, Virgil, in your travels, and you've spent a lot of time reading on this journey. Actually, you've been collecting tomes from both the Hag's cave when you traveled north of the sink, and you've been a bit bookish more than usual as you've been adventuring with this group. You do recall reading passages of a time long ago before the gods themselves put limitations on magic, and a substance some call orchard glass, some call methallium, that's essentially like an arcane battery. People think that it's an actual physical like transmutation of just pure magic. And it's used to power certain arcane creations, to create elementals, and it's used for a variety of very kind of cutting-edge arcane experimentation.
Now, do I know anything else about this? Like, can this be a conduit of elevation for rituals and spellcasting?
It actually can, and it's actually fitting that you would read this, or that you would know this, because I believe you were the one that was recently researching high magic.
That's right.
That was one of the sources of knowledge that actually got you to think of this as being Mythalium, as back before, essentially before some catastrophic event in the very distant past, where the gods essentially put limitations on magic. Mythalium was much more of a common material, and it was actually one of the conduits of high magic. You don't know if it has anything to do with elevation, but specifically ancient elves would use what they would call mythals, which is like a giant, essentially like orb or structure that's made completely of this material, to essentially like concentrate on a spell for them. So people would have like floating cities, and they would just do insanely powerful things through the use of these mythals. And a mythalium is essentially like a chunk of a fully formed mythal.
Do we have any knowledge of where you called them high elves?
Ancient elves. So high elves, Eladrin, like high magic was essentially like an elvish practice.
Is there anywhere in the map that indicates where elves congregate? Maybe old school
would
elves?
know that although high magic was like an elven creation, it has long since been lost, and anyone who would know about it now, they wouldn't necessarily be an elf. They would more be like a historian, like a history mage or something like that.
Can I take the Mythalium, or do you want that, Jackie?
I don't know if we can take this or not.
Isn't it just a piece of Mythalium?
A giant chunk. Takes
Giant
two
chunk?
people to move.
Oh.
Don't you think
Okay.
that she wants it back?
No, well, I'll talk to her about that. I say with weird winks.
I think
Is
there's
there
something
a
in
way?
your eye, Virgin.
In both
Is there-
eyes.
Is there a way for us to get back up?
Yeah, there's a ladder.
Okay.
Convenient. I don't trust it.
Just covered in chocolate right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Not the boots.
Can
It's in
I will go
everything.
discuss this Mythalium with what was it, Tabaxi, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go talk with her. You guys can keep looting if you'd like.
So Virgil, you're just going straight up?
Yeah. After I figured out what that was.
You go straight up, and as you're approaching the top, you begin to hear some voices.
Oh.
You hear what sounds like a deep, gruff male voice that just says, "Well, you have to understand that I need to respond when there's been multiple complaints. I mean, people have been running scared. We've had at least 2 injuries." And you hear Lena cut in and just says, "Yes, but what I'm trying to explain is that had nothing to do with my establishment. So why are you singling me out?" So at this point, Virgil, are you just staying silent?
No, I'm gonna come in.
Okay. As you begin opening the little hatch and climbing up, you feel not so gently the hatch kind of hit your head and push you back down. And you look up and see the shadow of Lena's leg as she noticed someone was trying to get out and pushed it down. At which point you hear the male voice just go, "What was that?" She just says, "Nothing." And with that he says, "I'm sorry, man, but we've been doing this long enough." At which point you hear her say, I suggest that you get back to whatever it is you were doing before you came in to check on me.
Did she just do a suggest spell?
Let's find out.
He's rolling.
And with that, you just hear the voice just say, of course. Thank you, ma'am. And you hear footsteps begin to walk away. And you kind of push at the hatch a little bit, and there's still weight on it. And slowly you hear a foot slide off. And the hatch opens from above you. And she just looks at you expectantly and just says, well?
The ice cream, and I squint, has melted.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Really? All right.
Yeah.
I rolled another natty.
Did you really?
I did.
For the first time in any of your experiences with Lena, you see that kind of cold, piercing look soften, and you see a smile turn into a chuckle, and that turns into just laughter.
I laugh with her, and then not so subtly, I, like while I'm laughing, just go, how long you been messing with Methallium?
And with that, she laughs and just says, so you're an arcane practitioner as well. And a well-studied one at that.
I dabble, yes, and I read.
I would say I would be potentially one of the first who started seeing its use when I was back with the college. But let's just say my interest and theirs diverged a long time ago.
Is it otherwise illegal to use and to practice on?
That's not illegal, but when the townsfolk find out that they've been eating essentially a being made out of magical ice cream, I imagine it wouldn't be the best for business, and thus I wouldn't be able to continue my business here.
I stop her and I smile. I said, I'll make you a deal. The villagers won't find out about this Methallium. And as long as you don't keep making weird ice cream monsters that will harm the villagers, and in addition, send half of your supply to, and I put down the address of our headquarters.
Of your mansion?
Yes.
You're referring to her Methallium supply.
Yes.
Make an intimidation or persuasion check.
Intimidation or persuasion. Oh, they're the same. Well, I'll go with the least hostile. I'll go persuasion or persuasion. Yeah. So 19, 20, 23.
23?
Yeah.
Her eyes kind of narrow, and she leans down, kind of like squats and gets close, almost crouching like a large cat, and she just says, counteroffer. You can keep whatever Methallium you found. I will never stop making creatures that both feed and, yes, if something goes wrong, potentially creates a situation that wouldn't be the safest. But I continue my experiments, continue providing delicious and affordable sustenance for the fine people of the sink, and we never speak of this again.
Counter offer. We receive all the Methallium down below, and you keep making those monsters to feed the people. However, if and when the monsters get out of hand, you call me directly to handle it so that nobody gets harmed. And in addition, for my services to clean up your messes, you give us a quarter of your supply continuous to the mansion.
If I ever require your services, we can negotiate again. But for now, that chunk down there is all you're going to get out of me.
I'll just smile and bow and say, until we meet again, Ellie. It's been a pleasure.
And with that, she just sort of starts scratching her chin and immediately becomes sort of lost in thought.
I'll head back down, and I immediately go to Ezra, and I say, that Mathalium's ours now.
Okay. She didn't
And
want
it's payment for what we've just accomplished.
that. Okay. We're gonna have to carry that because the disc can't fit anything else in it. By the way.
I'll reach back. I said, 1 second. And I go back up to Ellie. I say, do you have a way for us to transport this to the mansion?
With that, she kind of... I do. Yeah, I do. I'll have it sent over. That'll be an interesting test. How far is it, you say?
Oh, I don't know. However miles it is, DM.
You explain to her that it's about 15 miles, and she says, yeah, that'll be a suitable test.
I just smile and say, cool. And I go back down, and I turn to Ezra and say, transportation is locked down.
Good job, Virgil.
It's what I needed to accomplish.
I don't think there was anything else down here, was there? Search around.
You want to search around?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
I'll help her if I can. Like, yeah. I don't think I have proficient though.
I only got a 6.
Well, you have help, so you can roll with advantage.
That's an 8.
8. Okay. As you're searching around, there's a variety. There's just like refrigerators full of various cooking implements, what seem to be fresh vegetables that are like uncannily fresh, meats, and what looks like a very elaborate alchemy lab. You also see a certificate, a bunch of certificates from various academic institutions. Multiple of them are from the University of Circia. There is one that says University of New Celestia as well. And there is a specific one that appears to be an award that specifically mentions Lena Der Paul as the founder of Culinomancy. And it's an academic award for essentially creating a new school of magic.
Huh. Cool.
Not a new school of magic, but a new subset of magic that's sort of under the enchanting school. That's about all you find.
Okay. I need to clean up. I hate this.
So you're still knee deep in ice cream at this point.
Yeah.
Climbing out.
Yeah. I'm gonna climb out.
Okay.
So I'm kind of eating it passively.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's melted, but so you all come out completely just covered in chocolate ice cream. You're sticky. It's in your socks. It's in between your clothes. Yeah, it's not a pretty sight.
Maybe we should go to the Huntsman's Lodge tomorrow. Kind of clean up right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hate chocolate. We can go to our apartment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you guys head to the Akiba apartment. Okay. As you do, is there anything else you want to do before the night ends, other than presumably some laundry?
I'll just do more reading and more soul sucking from my gauntlet to get more attuned with it before I go to bed in long rest.
Okay.
I'll offer up that dagger I have as a ritual to the dragon.
Sorry, I mean,
Okay. Are you doing this by yourself, or it's a pretty small apartment?
Yeah. I mean, if there's no space, I'm not gonna hide it.
Okay. So I'll say everyone but Virgil, Hyde, and Asher. So Ezra and Fira, you watch as Harmony kind of sits down and lays out the dagger in a very ritualistic way. And you begin to watch as the lights in the apartment sort of dim. And there's a brief moment where you begin to hear what sounds like almost this rush of large, heavy wings just rush through the apartment. And with that, once again, the lights dim and almost weaken. Any candles there just blow out. And with that, you hear this just horrible, monstrous, ravenous crunching, like something is just devouring. And what dagger was this again, Harmony?
The did I not write it down?
It's okay. It was a rare dagger.
It was a rare dagger. Yeah.
Okay. So with that,
It was the cheapest rare dagger if you have the list.
okay. With that, you watch as this dagger, just parts of it completely disintegrate and break off, and it just turns into this powdered shadow that with this inhaling sound is just absorbed into dusk. And you watch as the large talon begins to, part of the sharp bit of it begins to extend almost a little bit. So now it looks like half of it is like a maul that goes into more of a halberd.
Cool.
Okay.
And presumably an offering has been accepted, and you have gained a boon from the Shadow Dragon that I will message you in a little bit.
Cool.
you know, one last thing I think I'd like to do before I go to bed, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Is I haven't done this in a while. After I suck out all my juices there from the gauntlet, can I meditate like I used to do when I try to reach out to Rizel?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Okay. Wisdom. 19.
19?
Mhm.
Okay. You begin to extend your consciousness. It's been a while since you've felt this connection. And after a bit of just concentrating aimlessly, you do take hold of something. And you feel almost like you're in a dark room, back to back with whoever it is you're trying to reach. You can't see, but you feel that they're listening to you, and you can feel that you could hear them.
Do you think they notice my presence as well?
You get the sense that a psionic connection has been made, and your presence has been acknowledged.
I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to sit there and be in the moment with this presence until something is spoken or said.
Okay. As you concentrate, it's like you're sitting in this room, your eyes are closed, you can detect your surroundings, you feel like you're kneeling 10 feet away from just this shadow that you can't see, that's also sitting there concentrating on you. And as you concentrate on Rizel, you hear a voice. Not that of Rizel, but that of your brother Mason. Brother. Is that you? Of course it is.
It's me.
I'm coming for you, Virgil. Once and for all, you and I are going to finish this. You hear me? I hope you're ready, little brother.
I smile and I say, "You really won't ever stop, will you, brother?"
With that, it's odd, you feel him walk out of the room. Almost as though you're back in the port. You sense a presence just acknowledge what you say and then walk out.
Okay, that's the confirmation I needed. If there's no one else in the room to really discuss anything with, then I'll just sever the connection if it's not already been severed.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I wanted to go with Fira to do the ritual I was going to do.
Okay.
So I will explain to you that we get 3 questions to ask the gods, basically. I mean, I think one of them, I want them to be if my mother's alive. Do you have anything else?
If she is alive, would we be able to find her?
Okay. And we have one more that we can take advantage of. I guess we could kind of roll with whatever they answer.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'll take out the incense that I bought earlier. I'll pull out the flask of holy water that we had. And I'll take it to one of our rooms, and then I'm gonna start a 5th level commune ritual.
Okay.
And I'll try to reach out to any of the 6 that'll hear me out.
Okay. Okay. You cast the spell. Okay. Ooh, okay. Right. So you find you reach out and you feel a presence. As you do, as your vision goes black, what you see is a very disturbing vision of what looks like a spindly mannequin made out of bundled twigs with a white mask for a face. Just this straw man that's just sitting there, like slowly. You watch as it's just kind of slowly oscillating, almost like there's a breeze, like a scarecrow.
Oh, that's creepy.
And with that, almost like it's skipping frames, it begins like Scarecrow walking up to you as you've now communed with the Betrayer, also known as Volkor, also known as Dol Azur, aka the Mockery.
Cool.
So what would you like to
God.
ask the Mockery? And you watch as its head sort of like begins to fall off, and as it does, another head rolls out from back of its neck as the second one kind of comes back up, and you see one is like a happy face and the one is like a sad face.
God. Okay, alright. The first question, is Camilla Hemlock alive?
Okay, I'm just reading the spell. With that, you watch as the sad face snaps and drops, going loose, and the happy face just kind of turns and cocks its head. You would take that as a yes.
I'll Fira, she's alive.
Ask it how we can find her.
Let me try to word it in a way. Let me look at the spell. I have to word it.
As you're kind of thinking, you begin to feel something touching your skin, and you watch as these ropey, almost like vines, but they're made out of wood, begin wrapping around your hands and pulling you closer into this thing.
I'll let it pull me in.
Okay. Pulling you in slowly. You get the sense you're on a bit of a timer for getting these questions out.
Yeah. I know. Can we find her in the Lost Bastion?
Once again, the heads spin a full 360 degrees. You see as the neck is twisted and now creaking against the tension. And once again, the sad face pops off, breaks, and fractures down as the happy face looks over towards you.
Okay. She's in the Lost Bastion. One more question.
Your time's almost up. As you're now it's up to your shoulders, and you've now been almost pulled entirely into this entity. Like your face is almost inside of its face right now.
Jesus.
Does she want to be found?
Does she want to be found? It's a good one.
You watch as the heads begin twisting another rotation one more time, and both of them snap. and the spell ends.
I didn't get an answer for the last one.
You got the sense that the answer was indeterminate or unclear.
Okay. Oh,
What were the components you had to expend for that?
incense and holy water.
Okay, how much? And you had that?
Yes, I did.
You spent the cost to do that?
Yeah. So it didn't have a cost on here, just incense and a vial of holy water. That's all it says in the components. It doesn't specify how much is needed.
Okay.
I would have never guessed that she was alive.
Your father was telling the truth.
Yeah. She's in the Lost Bastion, and she's alive.
I think you deserve answers.
What if she doesn't want to be found? What if I'm just disappointed by whatever we run into? You saw my father.
Well, I think it's better to have any doubts taken away than just being sure this whole time.
Dear, I don't think I've ever actually said thank you for everything that you've done.
No, it's not a problem.
I mean, it is. I don't know. If it wasn't for you, I don't know what would have happened to me.
You're very dear to me. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm also curious why she left. So I'll back you up if you want to go through with this.
I mean, I think we both deserve answers. And I'll put a hand on your shoulder and then just bring you in for a hug.
Okay, hug her back.
Okay.
Okay. And I think I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah, I should get some rest. We have a lot to prepare for this. But I think we need to be clear-minded before anything.
I agree. You can bring it up with the group tomorrow and see what they think.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll leave her room and head over to mine. And also, where's Harmony at?
At this point, Harmony would be presumably still in the main room with everyone else.
Okay. I'll try to make it super obvious that I'm going into my room and stare at her. And then just close the door behind me.
Okay. She waits about 5 minutes and then grabs some water from the kitchen and goes into the room.
Okay. All right. With that, you guys can make the changes of taking a long rest.
Sweet.
Before we take our rest, can I prepare Gias and just have that spell ready? Is that allowed?
Can you prepare a Gias? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like if I cast it, I can hold it for whenever I want to use it.
Oh, you just want to prepare it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that one work? I'll look it up.
Like, is there a limit onto how long I can hold it?
Yeah, you can't just hold it and have it ready to go. You have to cast it.
Okay.
Doesn't that? I thought that one lasts a long time.
Geas does
30
last a long
days.
time, but you
But you have to cast it on something, but the casting time takes a minute.
the range is 60 feet.
Oh, if you ever want, we can. I mean, we can hold people down in a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of more of like. I mean, this is a very creepy spell. I see this as almost kind of like a torturer spell.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is like a curse. Like you are cursing someone with this. So like, yeah.
All right. So it's not really something you use like when
It
it's
would
a
be
fast battle.
tough to use in combat. Again, in theory, if you had meta magic and like could quicken the spell, you could do it in 3 rounds, which is doable. Oh wait, no, it'd be 5 rounds. Yeah, this is kind of a hard. You're usually doing it to like an incapacitated creature or a creature that's like doesn't know you're doing it, but it's just within range. Like you could be at a bar just like whispering an incantation on your bartender, like without them knowing. But this is more of a non-combat spell.
Okay. I'll just take a long rest.
Okay. All right. The rest of you achieve your long rest. You can make those changes, and then with that, the sun comes up, and the day is yours.
Has the methallium been delivered? Can I check?
Well, it's not. It was sent to your house, presumably.
Oh, where are we at the apartment, huh?
You're at the apartment.
My bad, dude. My bad.
Jesus, Ricky.
God damn.
God damn it.
God. That's my shit. That's not your shit. That's my shit.
So, what is it you guys are doing?
Well, first thing, we should probably just go let somebody know that the contract is complete and all the information. The worm was killed by the things that we killed, which are constructs from the new moon in the sky come to kill everything. So that's where I need to go.
So do that. Let's let them know.
Okay. So you're going to. So you can travel to the Huntsman's Lodge, no problem. As you're standing in front of Bard, ready to turn in this contract, what is it you're saying to him?
I'll say. I'll slip the. Oh, you want to do it, Harmony? Or are you doing
This is my contract. I
Okay,
think
go
I
ahead.
should give the report.
Go ahead.
Well, we went to the quarry, and there was just one giant purple worm thing with laser beam marks all over it. It's already dead when we got there. Didn't find any humans around, and there were eggs that probably came from the moon in the sky. They did come from the moon in the sky because the night before we went out and saw them and we killed these robots. They weren't really robots, they were like made of this weird moon glass stuff. So that's how that went.
I'll whisper over to Fira. She sounds absolutely fucking insane.
Say that.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and take a seat at our lounge? Help yourself to a drink or something. I'm just gonna have one of our runners go ahead and verify this wonderful tale that you've told us. And with that, he goes, Charlie.
We should have Virgil say it.
And with that, you watch as this kind of wiry-looking half-elf that's wearing this leather vest with no shirt underneath, kind of hairy-chested and just wild hair, just gets up, gives you all kind of a nod, and just begins kind of walking out of the Huntsman's Lodge, gets a bit of a jog, and then just kind of hops and then turns into a crow and flies off.
So we do it.
That's convenient, yeah. I know it's an unreasonable story, but
And he just goes,
I'm gonna go help myself to some sandwiches or whatever he has to offer.
yeah. As you go and kind of turn, what you see is what appears to be a clucked hippogriff that's hanging like sort of taqueria style, like slowly, like taqueria rotisserie style, just like slowly rotating, like next to this open flame. And you watch as some hunters are just like hacking pieces of meat off with a machete.
She sees that and actually quickly turns away and doesn't get any food.
Yeah. And with that, Bard kind of walks over to you and he says, not hungry? Anyways, if your story is true, did you log anything in your monster manuals?
We did. Yeah, I did.
We did.
You did?
We logged pretty much everything that we said.
Yep.
Did we?
And with that, he just kind of looks up, like he's here, like he hears someone talking to him. And he says, 10-4, come on back, food's ready. And with that, tell you what, I'd like you guys, somebody roll a d4 and somebody roll a d6.
I'll roll the d6.
I'll roll the 4.
4.
3.
Okay. Okay. So, with that, bear with me. All right, now somebody roll a d10, please.
Okay. Oh, go for it.
Okay. 1.
1?
That might be good.
Okay.
Why not?
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So, with that, he says, all right, well, Harmony it is, right?
What did you put in this? Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations. You've completed your first job, although albeit it seems like it's a pretty fucking easy one, but deal's a deal. And you are officially one of the huntsmen. So congrats. We'll get you your coat. Have it embroidered and such, but for now we'll just give you a loaner. In the meantime, we have a little reward basket for you. We got you a little extra since you did log your kill. Let's see, what other forms of business we have here? I'm gonna need a this is a bit of a accounting error we didn't have from last time, but y'all never submitted your company name.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
I was thinking something like the Sexy Six. That's what I
Oh
said.
my
Sexy
God.
6 it is. Okay, putting that
Jesus,
down
no.
for now.
Okay.
Sexy 6.
Just like that.
Very good. And with that, he hands you a long leather, sort of wrapped up, like almost like a wrapped up carpet that's about 4 feet long. And then he hands you a small box.
What's
Is
in
that
the
carpet what I
box?
think it is?
What is this stuff, sir? I'm gonna set the carpet on the ground and just in the middle of the place.
Well, if it's okay with you, we're a bit light on hard dollars right now. We got a bit of a liquidity problem, but what we do have is inventory. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is give you these items. You can either trade them in for store credit or come back later. You know, the sword you can use, come back later, just clean it. And later we can exchange that one for cash. The potion, if it's still undrunk, that one you can also exchange for cash. Just there's a bit of a supply chain issue with the physical dollars right now. So just hit us back in about a week or so.
Yeah, of course. Do we have space on the disc for this, or do I have to carry it?
You'd have to carry it unless you're trying to unload some shit.
No, I'll carry it.
If you
I'll open the box, though.
box you open, what you see is a small little vial, no liquid inside, just this very condensed looking gas. It's like this white mist that's inside. This is a potion of gaseous form. So there's an instruction card at the back, and essentially, if you break this vial, up to 8 creatures within a 15-foot radius, if they stand in the area for long enough, it'll be as though the spell gaseous form is cast on them.
That's cool. That'll be useful.
The sword, as you open it, you see this beautiful, almost like katana-like blade. It's perfectly balanced, and it has these what appear to be dwarvish runes in red that go all the way up. This is a firebrand longsword. Specifically, not a firebrand. It's a flame tongue arc blade. It has the versatile and what is that quality? I forget what it's called. Oh, the versatile and finesse quality. So you can use your dex modifier for this weapon as well. And then once a day, you can speak the command word, and the blade will catch a blaze and do an additional 2d6 fire damage.
Okay, and you said it was versatile, and what was the other?
Finesse.
Finesse.
So you can two-hand it for a d10, and you can use your dex mod instead of your strength.
Got it. Okay, well, I will take these for now. They look very beautiful. And get out of this building. Thank you. She gives one last look to the dead hippogriff.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, a lot of it has been kind of cut away. There's just like one good leg that's still, and with that, you see what looks like a half orc, sort of balding, but has some hair kind of wrapped in a tight bun, with a mouth just full, like a little piece of meat kind of falls at the side, and he's holding up a plate like he's sitting there at a family barbecue. Locks eyes with you, and he holds the plate up like, "Oh, did you get some?"
No, please. She pushes it out of his hand.
Yeah, no, he's like, it's like from across the room.
Oh, okay.
Holding it up, yeah. And then he just kind of nods and like picks up the food that dropped out of his mouth on the ground and puts it back in his mouth.
Savage. Ugh.
Okay, so you leave the Huntsman's Lodge, and you're now once again within the sink, just looking over the city.
Is everyone there? Everyone's there, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys have any idea what you want to do next?
Well, Harmony and I were talking about either doing some racing, which would be cool, or go exploring some undiscovered places, like the islands off the map.
What about a place?
I nudge at Ezra.
Yeah.
Huh?
What about the Lost Bastion?
I don't care. What's in the Lost Bastion?
People go to die, right?
Well, not specifically. We found out that My mother is not dead. She's alive, and she is in the Lost Bastion.
That kind of trumps anything that I would have to desire for racing and shit like that. Like, no, well, you know,
And the racing sounds really cool too.
yeah,
but-
fuck your mom. Let's go racing.
I think breaking your mom out of prison is more important.
Yeah. She's in prison?
I mean, that's what the Lost Bastion is.
Oh shit. Let's do it.
I mean, another thing I wanted to do later on, I don't know if this is important to anyone, but checking out the Forerunner Labs off the coast. It's underwater, but we can even talk to Jack, and maybe he can help us do a little bit of an expedition.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Can any of us do? Wait, we'd have to breathe underwater.
I got that covered.
I got that covered too.
Okay. Extreme threat alert. Oh,
Are you okay,
Yeah.
Pierce?
there's a crazy old man somewhere around here.
Oh shit.
Shit.
I keep
Fine,
getting
just keep
notices
your
on my
headphones on.
I keep getting notices on my phone like, hey, don't get coronavirus. It's like
I'm
That's
fucking trying not
yeah.
to.
Wow.
I'm trying not to. Anyway, so let's go to the place with the mom. Let's go to the mom place.
Okay. I mean, we have to. This is not going to be an easy task.
Oh, I think we're ready. Let's go.
But I don't think we're ready.
And gun ho, on our way.
I think we could at least set sail.
How
I
far
Need
is it
some
off?
inside info.
How far is
I
it?
don't know what it is.
Harmony
It's
has
a
never
journey.
left the port, so
So you are here in the sink. The Lost Bastion is here.
Oh man, it's a
Ooh.
long way.
I'll
Uh,
have to go to Dweomerheart.
Yeah, do we know of any way to
And then
get
come.
from there? Like, is there any boats that go out, or do we have to go through Dweomerheart?
the fastest way is by being arrested and sent to the Lost Bastion.
God.
Ooh,
I
inside
mean-
job.
That's how you get a boat. Funny fact. Daru was actually bound for the Lost Bastion on his ship that had that accident.
But is it just a woman's jail, or is like anyone can be jailed?
Make a history check.
Right.
You have a woman-only jail? That's insane.
That is 23.
unnecessary.
23. Fira, you would know that the Lost Bastion is essentially a prison community where the inmates are essentially responsible for governing themselves, and they can do whatever they want inside to each other. They can kill each other as long as they do not get out.
Huh.
The guards are there to keep them in. They don't care what happens to people on the inside.
Okay.
We could talk to Jack. I think he
So
was
getting in
originally the
sounds-
one that sent Daru.
We need to figure out how we would get out before we get in.
That's a good question. Is there any way we can teleport?
At this point,
Yes.
Hyde kind of speaks up and just notes, I don't know if this is relevant, but the way I got out was my clan. They stormed the place, killed a lot of guards, and managed to breach one of the walls, and I was able to get out. I don't know that we're welcome in Dreadmarrow, but maybe if I could talk to them, it's something we could think about.
Okay. It's an option.
Have some type of force
Yeah.
backing us.
How about we go back to the house and talk about this and plan this out?
Yeah, might as well. It's not that far.
Okay.
If maybe we should do, well, I don't know. Doing anything else does feel like unnecessary.
Mhm.
I mean, in reality, she's been there for 20 plus years. A couple of weeks won't really make a difference.
Oh
But,
my god.
I mean, I would like to find her.
No, we can go do that.
And before we head out, I do want to stop at the graveyard and clean up a little bit.
Okay.
Make sure everything's good.
So you look over the graveyard. It is in a bit of a state of disrepair. It's not been tended to for a while. There is some litter that looks like maybe some kids got in and used it as a place to get drunk. And you look over and your little shed is there. The little EMF field generator, the little switch is up and it's there. Everything is as you remember.
Okay, cool. And since we're already here, should we talk to Jack? See if he
Yeah.
can get us in?
That's cool.
You guys are friends with the mayor?
Stop it.
Okay.
That's a good end.
I'm just
So-
gonna start walking, yeah.
With that, you begin walking towards the State House. Okay. As you begin approaching, you've not actually seen the State House up close. And oh god, as you get closer, you enter kind of the first large gateway, and as you get to the outside of the large manor, you see a very impenetrable looking gate and a slew of armed watchmen that are on the perimeter just guarding the area. And there appears to be like almost like a little toll booth area, but a place where people kind of check in.
I've never actually been here. I don't know if we just walk in. Virgil, you go.
I guess-
You go, Virgil.
Oh shit. All right. Well, I'm walking to the front, I guess.
Okay. As you approach, an armed guard just begins slowly walking your way to kind of intercept you, not threateningly, but just approaches and just says, hey, sir, what's going on? You trying to gain entry?
I bow and smile and say, "It's morning, right?"
Yeah.
Good morning to you, sir. My party and I are looking to gain entry and speak with the mayor.
Okay. Do you have any kind of documentation? I don't have anything on the schedule.
I lean in and I say, "The mayor and myself and the party do go way back, if you get my meaning. If you would so kindly just let him know that Ezra Hemlock is asking for his audience."
Make a persuasion check.
Well, thank you for stopping me. I was going to keep going.
Mr. Breathy Talker.
That would be 24.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, he just kind of looks over and he just gets on his walk and just says, Darius. And he just once again gives you this kind of condescending look. Says, we got a group of folks out here. Does the name Ezra Hemlock mean anything? and you just see as he kind of touches his earpiece, and then he stands up straight, and he sort of like fixes his shirt and just goes, "No, understood. Yeah, apologies. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, sir. Right this way, please." And with that, he like puts his rifle away and quickly goes over to the gate, presses a button, and you watch as the gate begins to open. And with that, he just says, "Please go ahead and let yourself in. There'll be someone to greet you. Okay?"
Good fortune to you, young man, as I walk past.
Okay.
Good job again, Virgil.
I almost peed. As I continue walking.
Okay.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. You can't just do that. God. All right. Let's go.
All right. And with that, as you begin walking through this large abode, you see a sort of greasy looking individual in a very well fitted suit begin to approach. Kind of all black, slicked back hair. You vaguely recognize this individual. And as he approaches, he just goes, "Hey, you guys remember me? Darius, nice to meet you." This was the bartender down in the Under Tavern that used to go by Night Raptor.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Okay. How are you, Night Raptor?
Oh, yeah. Look, those were my, that's my fighting name, but nowadays, I leave that to others. So, Darius is fine, but, if you want to use the old name, I don't mind. Come on back. I'll show you around. Jack's in a meeting right now, but, come on, let me get you a drink. And as you're walking back, he's just like, "Somebody bring chocolate?"
I don't want to talk about it.
Thought we got it all out.
All right. And with that, you walk into this beautiful, semi-dome area. There's water fountains. There's like almost light shows going around everywhere. It's very extravagant. Contrasted with the, amount of poverty that's down in the sink, it's almost a little shocking, the level of extravagance in this place. Everything around you is like silks and velvets. It's just very, very over the top. And as you begin walking further back, you see this long hallway that leads to what looks like a very nice lounge area. You see people laying around just drinking cocktails, talking, laughing. This is kind of the higher society within the sink. And as you approach, you see this kind of red, this individual that's like red skinned. Their hair is this blonde orange that is almost moving as though they've been set ablaze. And this appears to be a bartender that is just kind of looking over you all, at which point Night Raptor just says, "Janessa, just anything these folks want, make it happen, all right?" And with that, you're served any drinks you would want, and you're just made to wait in the lounge for a bit.
Okay. I'll get a drink.
I'll have a double of whatever is there.
Okay.
Very strong.
Okay. You get a double of something. Ezra, you get whatever drink you want. You're lounging around, sort of waiting. You see a very beautiful, short-haired, half-elven woman in kind of a power suit step out of the next room with what appears to be a clipboard. And she's flanked by someone that looks a little out of place. You see an individual that's in tattered robes that look like they've almost been singed. Underneath, they've got almost like a military, like black pants and just a long sleeve black shirt that's tucked in, but they've got this sort of poncho that's just in ruins, with sort of a hood over it. Kind of ruffled hair that obscures part of the face. And underneath, they appear to have gleaming, like orangish, almost red eyes that almost appear to be dancing in flames. They kind of look over, and as they see your group, they immediately look away and stop. And slowly begin walking away from your group. Like completely cutting off into one of the accessory pathways that leads out.
Do you all know those people?
I don't know. Do they look familiar?
I'd like Ezra and Fira to make a perception check.
19.
27.
27. Ezra, you don't recognize this individual. What you do recognize is a quiver next to you. Fira, this is a very different and a very haggard looking Derlin from your past.
Do I realize that right away or after?
Yeah, you realize that as he's walking away.
I guess I just walk up to him. Well, not walk, I guess kind of like briskly run/walk.
Okay. You briskly run over. At this point, you watch as the head sort of turns a little bit, clocks you running over, and he begins to move a little bit more briskly, almost going into a run. At which point, two of the watchmen at that exit begin to flank or begin to go into an intercepting pattern as there's someone now just like running out of the mayor's chambers. At which point Derlin stops, caught between two guards and you behind him, and just is still facing away from you, frozen, not moving.
I call out to him, and then try to approach to see what's going on.
Okay. As you approach, he just says, Fira, I'm sorry, it's really not a good time. And as you approach, you notice he's keeping his face completely like turned away from you, and he's got his hood up, and he's just completely avoiding your gaze.
Not a good time. Like, you know how long it's been? Are the guards holding him or anything?
No, they're not holding him. They just saw that like people were running.
Yeah.
And you're right outside the mayor's chambers, so they thought something was going on. As you show that you're recognizing this individual, and it seemed like he was just avoiding you, they seem to relax and just back off.
Okay. Where have you been? What? Why do you look like that?
So as you begin sort of raising your voice, you notice he is just completely frozen in place, just completely looking away from you. And he just says, things have been different, and I haven't had time to explain. Things are just different, okay? At which point, um, the double doors open back from Jack's office, and you watch as Jack steps out in a very, very well tailored suit with a tie. He's looking fabulous. He's always been one to um, really appreciate the nicest of things, and you see that he's settling in well as his new position in high society. And with that, he just says, "Oh my God, you guys are still alive." And with that, he just goes over to Ezra and he just says, "Ezra," and gives you a big hug, grabs your hand and kisses your hand. He says, "Virgil, right?
I bow and smile.
Hide, little man." And he looks at you, Harmony, and just says, "I don't believe we've had the pleasure." And he holds out his hand.
Harmony.
Okay, with that, he kind of retracts his hand back and just says, "Well, very nice to meet you, Harmony. Any friend of Ezra's is a friend of mine," and kind of looks over and says, and just notices the like awkward encounter going on. And he says, "I'm sorry, do you two know each other?"
Yes. Were you just talking to him, or?
Oh, it's no problem.
I'm like conflicted on what we have to do right now. So I hand Derlin our address for our apartment, and I tell him that we need to talk.
Okay. He already knows where your address is.
Oh, okay.
But as you kind of confront him and you almost have to forcibly interpose yourself to get square with him. You kind of grab his hand and just notice it is completely charred and black. And as you just get the smallest view of his face, and you notice there is like just towards his lip and chin, there's a large linear burn mark that goes over his entire face. And his eyes that used to be vibrant, kind of hazel eyes, are now gleaming and red.
My expression changes from sadness to just anger because I realize I know what he's going through. Like I remember what was going on. And I sigh and just walk away, head towards the group.
As
But
Vera sighs,
before I leave, though, I'll tell him to meet me on the next full moon.
okay.
And we'll talk.
What is going on?
Okay. As Fira says that, you notice that he turns and gives your group a look, and you see this individual that you get the sense that he is still a very kind of rogue. He's got this sort of roguish handsomeness to him, like very defined features, but this horrible linear burn that goes almost completely transecting his face in this kind of curve. And he, again, just got these burning red eyes, and just he looks like he has not been sleeping just in weeks. And he looks over, gives your group kind of this crazed look, just his eyes dancing over all of you, at which point he turns and brings his hood up even further and kind of storms out of the room. You do notice his almost poncho that he's wearing, the very tip of it is ever so slightly charred to the point where there's still ember burning at the tip of it, sort of floating in the air as he walks away.
Okay.
And with that, Jack sort of, Fira, you enter the office.
Yeah.
You watch as Fira just kind of storms in first, not really addressing Jack, just kind of in her own world, and Jack kind of awkwardly steps back and just looks at you, Ezra, and gives you this look of like, oh shit. And just says, go and come in. And just begins walking into his office.
My apologies. I bow.
Oh, no, please, no problem. I'm sorry if my guest... did he offend you, or...
No.
Okay.
It's just personal things going on.
Okay. I get it. Mixing business with personal relations can get a little messy sometimes, so I get that. Anything I should know as he and I are about to enter into a business arrangement? Is he reliable?
Of course, I could trust him with my life.
Oh, perfect. Just what I like to hear. Sorry, have to ask. Important business. But less about me. How is everyone doing? It's been such a while.
I'm good.
I think we've been doing good. Yeah.
Virgil's good. Ezra's good. Little man. Okay, good. Where's
Been better.
Where's that odd little fellow, Daru? How's he doing?
Daru had his own personal agenda to fulfill. He needed to do that alone.
Got it. I can respect that. All right. So, what brings you into my humble abode? How can I help you?
I
Turn
mean,
to Ezra.
Yeah, I turned to Ezra.
Yep.
Don't say Virgil again. I don't.
I mean, look at you, Jack. What have you been up to?
Oh, yeah. I imagine this is pretty shocking of a change.
Yeah.
Coming from nothing. Well, the last mayor sort of came about a little misfortune. Turns out he had...
A little misfortune?
Yeah, just nothing sinister. Just turns out he had been, dealing in items he shouldn't have had, embezzling money, and wouldn't you know it, someone sort of exposed him. So he went off to the Lost Bastion, and they needed someone to fill in. I had done some work for some government types in the past, and I guess somehow my name came up. And not only that, but between our organization also has been doing some good in our community. So seemed like it's what the people wanted. So I'm just doing my best to fill in for now, see how it goes. And yeah, sort of one thing led to another.
Can I do an insight check on all that?
Yeah, make an insight.
I believe him completely.
11.
11. Jack has always been very hard to read. He is, that he's very charismatic, and he tends to have this trait where he only tells people what he thinks they need to know. And he's always been not the most straightforward guy. So you don't necessarily need an insight check to know that he's being kind of vague right now, and he's not giving you a lot of specifics. But you don't get the sense that he's overtly lying to you.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for you, Jack.
Thanks.
You actually just brought up the Lost Bastion. That's actually why we're here.
Oh?
Through some magic, we found out that my mother is still alive.
And with that, he... Sorry. He just kind of coughs on his scotch he was sipping on. Oh.
Camilla, you remember her? Did Jack meet Camilla?
He did.
He did. Okay.
Oh, of course. She's alive.
She's alive.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what does this have to do with the Lost Bastion?
That's where she is.
Okay.
I know that you were able to get Daru on that ship.
Well, Daru got himself on that ship. I changed its destination. And that was quite the feat. And with that, he looks over to you, Harmon, and he says, although I would never admit to any involvement in that matter.
Of course not.
So, Ezra, we've known each other a long time. Just be straightforward with me. What do you want?
Jack, I want this as a personal favor. If there's anything that you can do to get us into that Lost Bastion.
And get us out, preferably.
If possible. Let's put business aside. This is
If
not business.
I think we can handle getting ourselves out.
Oh. Well, then just in. I whisper back.
So, sorry, Harmony, what is it you said?
I think we can handle getting ourselves out.
With that, he looks over at you, Harmony, and he looks back at you, Ezra, and he just says, Ezra, what are you doing? This is not a good idea.
Answers. I need answers, Jack. It's been years.
Even if I could get you in, what is the plan?
We find her, and we go from there.
You get through an army of watchmen, and these aren't. And he just kind of like leans in and lowers his voice and says, these aren't like the idiots that we have on my payroll. These are all ex-militia, shoot to kill, ask questions later. These are murderers we're talking about. And then you got to deal with the sadistic. It's just not a good idea.
Well, regardless of whether you help me or not, I'm still gonna do it.
Look, Ezra, things have been going really well for me, okay? If you give me a bit of time, I mean, who knows how far I can take this thing, okay? I mean, I might be able to get to a point where, yeah, maybe I could get your mom out without you having to go in, okay? But I think that charging in there, guns blazing, is just asking for death or worse. As a friend, I feel inclined to refuse to help you because I'm just going to help you kill yourself.
I understand. I'm just gonna stare at him.
That would work on me, just like, this is so uncomfortable. Like, yes, I'll take it. I'll
There's
get
this
whatever you
long,
want.
awkward silence. And with that, he opens a drawer under his desk and pulls out a piece of paper and begins writing. I can get you sent to the Bastion. You won't be able to take any of your weapons. I can arrange for defective silencing collars. As far as getting you out, that'd be completely on your own. And I can give you access to a guard on the inside. And with that, he drafts up a note, and he just says, "This is an arrest warrant for your party.
gonna look at everyone else.
Well, that's one way to get there. Yeah.
We'll need to prepare. We'll need to come up with a plan. I think we should take maybe a couple of days to figure out what we're doing. And Jack, you know, I owe you the world for this.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, prison breakout. Do we really want to take the couple of days? Are you being literal?
I accept.
I accept as well.
Fira, make a perception check.
That is 27.
27. There's a bunch of scattered papers on Jack's desk. You see on one sheet there is a name circled that stands out to you. The name reads Folus. It's on a list. It appears to be the last one down that you can read, with a bunch of other names above it that you don't recognize, all of which have been crossed off.
Mm.
So with that, Jack kind of just looks around and just says, "So, you're all encouraging this. That's great. That's fucking great."
You
I think
ever
it's
had
reasonable.
a mother, Jack?
And with that, he looks at you dead in the eye and just says, "No, I haven't, Virgil."
I had one once, Jack. And there is nothing like someone who's willing to love you no matter what. And that's what we're going to go get, Jack. A mother lost.
With that, he just says, "That's the thing. I'm sorry, but Camilla's not my mother. As far as the stories go, I've met her a couple times. She was a great tactician and a great soldier, but I care about Ezra.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I wouldn't send my guys on a job like this, and they're expendable." And he looks at you, Ezra, and he says, "You're not. So I don't know why you think this is a good idea. Again, if you give me time, I can work an angle, I could figure something out. Okay? But to go in there is just suicide."
I think you're really underestimating us.
All right, well, I know I'm not going to convince you otherwise, and I'm sure you could get sent. I'm sure you could get sent to the Lost Bastion with or without my help. So, suppose I might as well give you somewhat of a chance.
Thank you, Jack.
Can you like give us a while? We have ways of contacting you, right? So we can tell you when we're ready for you to release the warrant.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll talk to the captain. Whenever you're ready, just go to the barracks and turn yourselves in. Um, the warrant is going to be sort of unofficial. It's going to be retroactively signed after you turn yourselves in. I'll talk to uh, the captain by the barracks and make sure he knows the situation.
Yeah, okay.
And can I ask, and again, Harmony, is it?
Yes.
You said you had a way out. Can I ask what that is?
Um, well, it involves magic if there's any complications.
Okay, well, I'm not unfamiliar with magic, so do you care to elaborate?
Oh, well, if we have a minute, I could sort of make something that allows us to all teleport somewhere else.
Are you, so you're not plane shifting, you're teleporting. This isn't by way of a teleportation sigil. How exactly are you doing this?
Plane shifting? No, I've only done it once before.
Oh, this should be great. I'm sorry, you were saying?
She looks pretty flustered at this point. I don't I'm not sure. I put the stuff down and I want to go somewhere else and it takes us there.
Okay, so how are you going to get the components to do that?
Jack, we'll take care of all of that.
No, I was thinking of that. There's only so much we can sneak in. I can take my weapon. You guys won't have your weapons unless you can find a way.
Jack, do you know if there are any trees in the Lost Bastion?
Specifically, that there are none.
Oh, okay.
So Harmony, rare ink with precious gems.
Yeah, like 50
that right?
gold. 50 gold's worth, yeah.
I'll work on something and see what I can do. Is there anything else? And it's really important that you let me know. Anything else that you need on the inside?
Do you guys think of anything?
I mean, that's what I need to get us all out. If you all need anything.
Okay. If you think of anything with that, he opens his door once again and just almost like throws a pebble down at the table, kind of over to your side. It almost rolls completely off the table. He says, "These are sending stones. You can speak, and that'll get Jada, my receptionist. Feel free to leave any messages with her."
Okay.
Alright.
So take your time, please. Please come up with a good plan, and I'll come up with one on my end, okay? And again, and with this, he just looks at Ezra and says, "There are other ways. We're not at war anymore. Okay?"
Keep that in mind.
All right. It's really fucking cool to see you guys, all right?
It's a really nice place. It's like you've made it for yourself, Jack. Thank you for this.
Sure. And again, if you guys would like to have a place to stay while you're in the sink, I can see to it that have some rooms set up.
Is our mansion
I-
outside of the sink?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He says, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and insist. And with that, he just yells out and just says, Jada, set up 5 rooms, please.
I mean, we,
Jada will set you up with a place, okay? Anything else you need, let me know.
Alrighty.
Jack, I wish we could talk on different terms, but
No, it's fine. Sorry, I worry. That's all.
I know.
Okay. All right. It's good seeing you guys. Ezra, you want to stay back for a second?
Sure.
I inadvertently said that out loud as I walked.
What was that?
I just went, ooh.
Yeah, I'll go look for Jada
Okay.
and try to get a room.
I'll ask Jack before I leave. Do you have any libraries? Books?
No, I know what a library is.
How to VHSs? Anything?
You could speak with Pete. He may have some books. If you're looking for anything more specific, ask Jada, and I might be able to lend you something from my private library.
I'll go find Jada.
Okay. So you're in line behind Harmony, just trying to get everything through Jack's receptionist.
Yeah.
Okay.
As people start leaving, I guess Jack notices that I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Staying behind with Ezra.
Okay. And he goes, hey, Fira, what's going on? Can I help you with something?
Yes, I think you can actually. There is a name, very important name to me. I don't know what connection you have to it, but I'm curious why you would have this here. And I point to the document.
As you do, he quickly grabs it and just like folds up some papers and just goes, sorry, my desk is so messy. Not cool, Fira.
No, Ezra needs to know about this too, because
I'm obviously very.
it led up to my sister's death, so this is very important to us. How do you know Follis?
I don't know Follis. And you realize that when all that happened, I was hurt too, right? You guys know that, right? Like, those were my friends and my family that I lost. So, I don't know.
Either I tell her or you do.
Oh, this is like a Medea moment. I'm very uncomfortable.
Well, I've been looking for him for a while because he is the traitor that got your sister and my family killed. So that's it.
Okay. I would like to help you. I just put my hands on the table.
Well, Fira,
I need to do this.
and with that, he looks at you, Ezra, and just says, Fira, I've had to do some uncomfortable things to keep the people that I love, and with that he looks at Ezra, safe. Things that keep me up at night. This is not a fun adventure, okay?
Is that what you think we're doing? We're going on fun adventures?
No, I didn't mean it like that. Ezra, I'm talking about fucking killing someone. Okay?
Do you think you're the only one with blood in your hands?
Make a persuasion check. Either one of you.
Are we still hearing this? Are we in the area?
I'd say you guys are gone.
Okay. Okay, good.
We've completely left.
Yeah, you guys are
Okay.
out of the room.
If it didn't, I would have closed the door. If they.
Okay. Otherwise, I'd be like, "Oh damn!" Like in the background, like. God.
Persuasion check?
Do you want to do it, Fira?
I'm not that persuasive.
I rolled good though. 16. 21.
21? With that, he just kind of begins rubbing his temples. It's like, ugh, this is not how I thought today was going to go. I'll think about it. But keep in mind, I still suspect that Follis is very well connected with the sovereignty. So much so that I think it's safer if we use someone that can't be traced back to us. Okay? And I've already found someone for that.
Are you using Derlin?
You know Derlin?
Yes. I do. We come from the same clan.
Well,
So in a way he could still be traced back to us. So why not just use us? I know you're scared. We could work in the shadows. We don't have to be frontliners.
said, I'm not scared. I'm not scared for me, at least. Listen, Derlin may have been involved with the Circle of the Forest, but I think you and me both know that that connection is long gone. He's walking a different path now, a darker one. And between you and me, this isn't the first time he's done this sort of work for me, okay? And he's proven to be pretty effective, if not a little unorthodox. I say we give him a shot, as it's personal for him too. And if he fails, we can do business. I'm sorry, ladies, but that's my final offer.
Just look over if you're.
Not much of an offer.
I'm sorry, I'm doing this to protect you. Follis is dangerous and he's well connected.
Thank you for your time. I just walk out.
And with that, he just kind of, as you're walking away, he goes, oh, come on, Fira. And you just storm out?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, Virgil, what are you asking for?
Any documentation on the uses of methallium and high magic, which is more research.
with that, just Methallium, and you notice she's spelling it wrong.
I think
And
there's an I in there somewhere. I say. I don't know if you did that right.
okay. Sorry, I'm not much of a wizard like you. And with that, the doors just like slam open,
Unnecessary. Okay.
and about almost as though a gust of wind just splintered them open. And with that, Fira just storms out. You hear her echoing footsteps across the tile that almost reverberate throughout the whole chamber, just as she just storms out.
I lean in close to the receptionist and I say, "You're a woman. Do you think she's upset?"
With that, she just looks at you, kind of shocked. I'll definitely make sure you get these books.
To you as well. Right there. Missed.
And with that,
Methallium. I say so.
yeah, you notice like as soon as you lean in and said that, she was just kind of done.
Okay.
So with that, the doors on their own just begin to shut. And then we'll go back to Ezra.
Okay.
With that, Jack just kind of looks at you and just like,
Do I get a room?
yes.
Get a room, start setting up a ritual.
So Harmony, you're just going straight to your room?
Yep.
Okay. So Ezra, as you're staying behind, Jack just kind of is sitting there quietly for a while and just kind of obviously stressed out, and he just goes, "Can I get you a drink?"
Yes, please.
Okay. He fixes you a drink and just says, "Now, can we please talk about something other than this Folus business and the Lost Bastion? Just like old times?"
Of course we can, but you know, Amiria was very important to both of us. You know how much I loved her, and Folus. Ezra's voice kind of breaks.
Yeah, and he goes, he's a fucking traitor. And he's going to pay. He's going to be incinerated. Okay? We're not going to leave anything for anyone to bury. But Ezra...
I want to do it with my own hands. And I'm sure Fira does too.
Okay. So say you do it with your own hands. Like, I mean, say you even kill the guy, but you get caught. Then what? Is it worth it?
Maybe. But how about we talk about something else now?
Yeah, please. And with that, he just kind of like, as he fixes you the drink, he just kind of scoots in a little closer to you and kind of sits on the table, like in front of you, just kind of leaning against it. And just goes, "I missed having you back here in the sink. I'll come out and say it. You've been gone for quite a long time."
I've been really busy. A lot has happened.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a lot's been happening here too, but it's good to have you back. And with that, he sort of like puts his hand on your hand.
I've also been seeing someone.
Oh. And with that, he just like withdraws his hand. Okay.
I mean,
Don't tell me it's Virgil.
Oh no. Oh,
Okay.
Virgil, no. He's too
Y'all can go
too
fuck.
pure.
Oh, so pure. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I've been talking to Harmony a bit.
Okay. And you notice Jack's just like a little flustered and just goes, "Oh."
And I hope that it doesn't make things.
No, not at all. As long as you and me are still cool, and yeah, we've known each other a long time. So, thanks for letting me know.
I kind of want to fill in Jack about everything. Just like good old times. Just tell him everything.
Everything, as far like literally everything.
Yep.
Like this entire campaign?
Like what we have been up to ever since we left the sink.
Yeah, no, I mean he's super interested. Make an insight check.
19.
19? You can't help but notice that as you talk over everything, when you mention the bit about the constructs, and the gate glass, he gives you like just like a bit of a double take.
I'm gonna push on that a little bit more. Why do you look at me like that?
What do you mean?
Gate glass? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that does? 'Cause if you don't, I think you are really underestimating us.
And with that, he just says, "What? That you're awakened?"
Yeah.
I've known. I've known since Daru had delivered to you what he was supposed to deliver to me. So yeah, I know.
Did you know what that
What
meant?
of it? Did I know what meant?
Becoming awakened.
I wouldn't know. I'm a businessman and I create a supply where there is a demand.
Can I insight check that?
Make an insight check.
Ooh, that's
I'll
a
give you
natural
advantage on
20.
this.
I don't need it. Natural 20. 30 total.
Yeah, there's a crack in the armor. He's withholding information from you right now.
Jack, what are you hiding from me? I've known you a long time. You're hiding something from me right now.
Ezra, what are you doing? You come in here after all this time, you make demands,
I did not make
know.
demands. I'm just asking you. You know, if you would have told me, you didn't tell me what this meant. What... If you knew that whole time.
If I knew what?
You're lying to me about something. You're not telling me something.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be more specific. I'll tell you anything you want to know. What do you want? What do you want to know?
Jack.
Is this about gate glass? As far as I know, it's this substance that came from some celestial construct when that whole business with New Delhi?
Jack, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder. What about you just tell me? And I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Oh. Right.
That's dirty.
Can you feel that?
He doesn't know until afterwards.
Oops.
Oh shit, he doesn't. That's some fucked up shit, bro.
Wisdom save.
He is going to use his Indomitable feature. That is a 17.
Fails.
Damn, bro.
Okay.
Spill them beans,
Still gonna be
DM.
That he just kind of leans back, looks at you, and smiles. Sorry, I've been on edge. Sometimes I worry that if I tell you the truth, that if you know about me, that you'll see me differently.
I'm gonna end the spell. I can't do that.
Okay, you end the spell.
I end the spell. Yeah.
And with that, he just kind of blinks a little bit and just goes, "Oh, really? What the fuck? All right. It's been great seeing you, Ezra, but I think we're done here."
I think we are, Jack. You have no idea. Okay, if you're just gonna hide things from me, I'll figure them out on my own.
I don't even... Look, I'm still going to help you with all this other stuff, okay? Let's take a break and let's circle back and let's talk about this. All right?
Is there anything I need to know that you're not telling me?
Make one final persuasion check at disadvantage.
Motherfucker. 12.
12. Wow, I rolled really well. With that, he's just quiet. And he looks down. And he just sits down and takes a drink. And while he's taking a drink, in your head, you hear his voice. And it just says, only that you need to be very, very careful.
Okay. You be careful too, Jack.
And with that, he just starts... You get the sense at this point he's pretty flustered. You get the sense that he's just pretending to work on his desk, just like moving papers around and just like writing things and just like waiting for you to leave.
Okay. I'll... Jack, please. Please, you be careful too. I don't know what you're up to, and you've been my friend for so long, and I care about you too. Keep that in mind.
I'll let you know when I figure out how to get the ink inside, okay?
Okay. And I'll walk out.
Okay. Once again, the doors kind of open. And with that, you are met by Jada, who says, Hi, sorry, I've been advised I'm to prepare a 6th room for you. Here's your key.
Jada. Thank you. I'll take the key.
Okay.
Did you see where my friend went?
Yeah, the rooms are all in the same wing.
She kind of okay. All right. Fuck, I want to try to find Fira. Do I see Fira anywhere around?
Fira, where did you storm off to? You would get the sense she's
Um,
probably off the grounds if she's pissed.
Yeah.
I went to the roof.
The
I'm
what?
an owl right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to the roof.
Oh, okay. So, Ezra, you assume she'd left the grounds?
Yeah, I mean, if I can't see her around.
I mean, are you like exiting the mansion to look?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go outside.
Fira, you would see Ezra on the.
Just looking around.
I fly to her shoulder and I land on it.
My God. Jesus
But I
Christ.
look at her to wait until she recognizes it's me.
Oh. Hey, Fira. Can you understand me as an owl? Just gonna grab it. Just like put it in front of me.
I transform back.
Okay. You transform.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you before.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I don't understand that.
I don't think I know either. I walked into his desk. He did the same thing. He left his papers out, and he asked me not to tell you, and I don't know why I didn't, and I'm very sorry.
We lost a lot of time because of that.
I know.
There's
was
just
looking down.
a lot of stuff just came to us all of a sudden, and let's just take one thing at a time. I don't want to exert myself and not be able to help you with your mom. We need to, for sure though, we need to find any remnants of the Royal Alliance. If anything, that would help.
Yeah, DM question, did I know the guy that Fira was talking to?
Derlin?
Derlin, yeah.
I would think so. Right, Stephanie?
Yeah, he worked in the sink.
Yeah, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to kind of give a brief what Ezra would know. So Ezra, Derlin was Fira's partner, love interest, right?
Yes.
Okay. He was, again, from the Circle of the Forest. He was sort of more of a wayward soul, so he did a lot more traveling, running between the Circle and the other holds of Dweomerheart. He specifically was one of the druids that was a lot more involved in kind of marrying the Circle of the Forest druids with the Old Guard and the Royal Alliance to combat the sovereignty. He was one of the more outspoken ones in favor of fighting against the sovereignty.
Okay. you sure you're okay? That's a lot to take in. You hadn't seen... Is his name Derlin?
Yeah.
A long time. He looks different.
If he's still the same, we will see each other. He will see me. So we'll know more later, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's not exactly the same. There's something different in his eyes. I just don't know what.
I don't think it's a coincidence that, he looks like that and the circle of the forest is burnt to a crisp.
No, it's not. If I'm mistaken, or if I remember correctly, was he the one who escaped the pyromancer?
You don't remember if you didn't know if he was captured or if he escaped or what.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, we're okay, right? I don't know what I would do. I don't know. We're okay?
Yeah.
Insight check that. 27.
Here, go ahead and roll a deception check and use it if you are lying, but otherwise just... So if you roll a deception and it's less than 7...
It's less than 7.
I'm not lying. I'll just say outright.
You're not lying. Okay. Okay.
as far as you know.
Okay. Well, how about we go back inside and just take a second?
Okay.
Or you could stay out here, whatever you want.
I think I actually might just stay out the whole night.
Okay.
I'll walk back in.
Okay. So the rest of you have rooms. It's still morning at this point.
Oh.
It's about like 11. Emotionally, it felt like a whole day, but it's still the morning. So, as you all kind of are in your respective rooms or wherever you chose to go, you're just kind of sitting there, getting used to the new place, just wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, how do these rooms look, though? Are they nice?
The rooms are pretty gorgeous, actually. It's a little bit varied based on which room you happen to get. So Harmony, the room you're in, is complete with this black tile that is almost like a mirror to a weirdly almost like a darker plane. It's like a dark mirror. I don't know how else to say it. The tile is heated, and it's got this very nice black bed that's almost like flush with the ground. It's very low. All the nightstands are made of just blocks of like the smoked glass. So it's like the entire room is almost made of glass. It's got everything you could possibly need. It's got its own little mini bar, and there's also a hot tub in there that's also kind of formed out of that obsidian-like glass that's somewhat see-through.
If looking into a room in the middle of that gorgeous floor, there is a large crescent moon that she has drawn in sand that sort of reflects against the glass.
Yeah, so it kind of reflects upon itself.
And like in the center there's a black feather with the end of its quill wet with ink, and she's lying down with her head in the center of the crescent.
Okay. I'd say Virgil, your room is almost golden, where it's just kind of covered in like fine linens, and it's got this like circular like bed that has steps up to it. Very, very beautiful.
Did I ever get anything on Mythalium or any books?
So far, nothing has been sent to your door.
Well, ain't that some shit, Janice?
And Fear is outside. So Ezra, are you going to your room?
Yeah, I'll go to my room.
Okay. As you go to yours, yours is actually one of the more basic ones. It's very modern. It's very nice. But it's essentially just got a couch. You have a shower, and it's got a bed with sort of a bench at the foot of it. You do have a view of the city from here.
I'm just gonna hang out in my room for a second.
Okay. So you guys take some time to stew. Do you want to spend the rest of the day just waiting?
I'm gonna wait till someone comes to me.
Okay.
Oh shit! Fuck. I'm gonna walk around the facility. Probably look for Janice, see what the fuck.
Okay. As you find Jada.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Fuck that up. I'm sorry.
You see her kind of meet eyes, and she says, "Oh, Mr. Virgil, I was just about to come up to your room. Yes, I do have some of Jack's personal books. Sorry, Mr. McAllister's personal books. So if you could just return these in the condition that you found them promptly tomorrow morning, that would be excellent."
Great. Is there anybody on staff that has experience with any of the subject matters I just presented to you? Good to your knowledge. Yes, a good guess.
Suppose Pete, the Royal Quartermaster.
Does he know magic?
He knows the burning kind.
The burning kind?
Yeah, they used to call him Pyro Pete.
Pyro Pete. Would he know anything about Mythalium or high magic?
Look, I don't know. I deal with the day-to-day dealings of Mr. McAllister. I don't. Sorry, I cannot help you.
You seem flustered, Jada. You know?
Yeah, it's just this isn't. Look, whatever you need, I am here to help. I would recommend you go see Pete if he can't help you. I'm sure he would know someone who would. Anything else I could help you with?
Is there a survey I can take after this meeting or something?
And with that, she just takes her glasses off and puts them down and says, "You know, if you have anything specific to say, you're more than welcome to run it by the mayor."
I take off my glasses and I say, "I will."
Perfect. And with that, she just gives you the very large and fake smile, and she says, "You have a wonderful evening, Mr.
Oh, you as well, Jada. You as well."
And with that, she just nods. And then her smile, she just like nods and then goes back to her business.
I tell you. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, I don't think I need anybody named Pyro Pete to tell me about high magic.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna read up on the books. What books did she hand me?
She just gave you one on the magical properties of different arcane materials. So like it's like a geology encyclopedia, basically.
Well, I'll look through it and see if I can find any more properties to Mythalium that could be beneficial to me and its uses.
Make a general intelligence check or Arcana check.
Arcana check. Okay. Arcana. 18.
18. Okay. As you go through the book, you get the sense that methallium is a very potent material for the use of enchanting, such that if you have it, it can save you quite a bit of money if you're doing your own enchanting. It can be used to create it can be used as components for the purposes of spellcasting, and it can also be used as sort of a quasi aspect in alchemy, such that you can actually cast certain spells into a potion to create a potion that reproduces the spell casting effects. Although this is something that, as you read in this book, is sort of a volatile practice that is that different authors of this book sort of have different opinions on. Some of them say you should never do it. Others say only the most skilled alchemists and mages should be even attempting that practice. That's about all you get.
Can I research in this book, and this may take me the whole rest of the day, stones or minerals or objects that can be used as conduits to preserve and release energy at later times?
Yeah. I mean, methallium is one of them.
Methallium can do that.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's by way of some kind of other vessel, like a potion.
Gotcha.
So it can use to create, like, you could create like almost like a fireball. Like, you could cast a fireball into a methallium vial or like flask if you're smart enough, and if you can contain it, someone else could throw it and detonate a fireball that the initial caster had cast.
Can it contain life essence?
Oh yeah, that would actually be a lot simpler.
All right. I think that's shit.
Okay.
You know what's crazy is I want to involve you, DM, but I don't want to involve you because it's like I want you to figure the fuck out, but I actually don't know what I'm doing.
I've got some. I have some ideas as to what you're gonna attempt.
Okay.
Sounds
All right,
very interesting.
No. Okay, cool. Well, that's what I needed. If I'm done with that book, I'll leave it or I'll give it back, I guess, at the appropriate time.
Okay. And with that, the rest of you have now spent about 2 hours in your rooms. Harmony, you're just kind of laying there. Ezra is also kind of laying there.
I can't do any. Can I do alchemy stuff in this room?
You have an alchemy kit.
I do have an alchemy kit. I want to take out that water breathing potion.
Okay.
And I want to start to deconstruct it.
Okay. Make. What tier was it?
First.
The simplest one?
It's the 1 hour one.
Yeah. Okay. Make an alchemy check.
$16.
16? Let me take a look at this thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you begin sort of distilling the base components, this takes you about 4 hours to do. You get the sense that this is essentially an augment that uses an aquan aspect. So you now have the recipe for water breathing potions.
Awesome.
Can I walk into her room while she's doing that?
Okay.
What are you doing?
She walks in, I'm like just really carefully.
See Ezra goggles on, like carefully distilling, doing some chemistry in here.
figuring out how to make us breathe underwater?
Oh, you could have just asked me. I could make this all breathe underwater for 24 hours.
I know I heard you, but I feel like I'm already committed to this, so I'm gonna do it anyways.
Okay, I will go.
Wow.
Before
The
wait,
owl
that's it.
fly.
And then just
I'll let you to it.
okay.
The owl just smelled redundancy. I'm just. All right. So that's what Ezra does. Harmony, you got anything?
I'm casting. I know we started this at like 11 in the afternoon. I'm casting Dream on Camilla until I sense she falls asleep. Well, which is just I'm casting it once and it lasts 8 hours.
Okay. So that's what you're working on.
But as soon as I sense that she falls asleep, I'm gonna end this spell and get up.
So you're not actually doing it.
Nope.
You just want to see if it works.
Yes, and I want confirmation that she is asleep. And then when she is, I'm gonna get up and go out of the room.
Okay. Well, okay, so time's passed because again, it was like pretty early in the morning. So are you
Does it
you're
work?
working on that? Anything else on this day, or are you guys taking the day off?
Well, do I have access to the city in a timely matter?
Yeah, you've got the whole day.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm gonna go and, well, I'm in the sink, so I don't know if there's anybody gonna be... Would I have access to the underground guy? The guy who runs the underground? The ginger. I think he's a ginger.
The guy that runs the underground. You mean the Under Tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jack.
Oh, not him. The other. No, I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I'm confusing two different things. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do we know of anybody that maybe even Jack would know of anybody that has a lot of wisdom and experience in magic and rituals specifically?
You want to try to talk to Jack about that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a general persuasion check to see if you can make it past as a receptionist.
Oh, fuck that bitch. Okay.
You pissed off the wrong bureaucrat.
She's the gatekeeper, huh?
Yep.
All right. I rolled a 15. What am I rolling? Perception or performance?
Persuasion at disadvantage.
Oh, you bitch.
You can't piss off the receptionist, man. You should know that.
14. So 19 total.
19.
Yeah.
With that, she just looks at you and she says, I'm sorry, the mayor's schedule is quite full for the day. I don't have anything out until early next week. Would you like me to put you down?
So he's in there pretty busy, I imagine.
Yes, very much.
That's all I need to know. He's in there. I'm gonna go in there.
Okay. As you start going, she says, wait, you can't. And you just open the door. And as you do, you see Jack sitting at the table with what looks like someone dressed in like sovereignty military garb that is sitting across from them. Someone that looks like they're some kind of you don't know military stuff, but they have some kind of status in the sovereignty. And with that, Jack just kind of looks up, just like, what's going on? And he watches that individual just kind of turns and looks over, and he says, apologies. Yes, Mr. Virgil, what can I do for you?
Greetings, and I bow to Jack and the guy in there. I don't know if we've been introduced. I am Virgil.
And with that, he looks at you and he just says, I'm Captain Alistair.
pleasure to meet you, Alastair. My captain.
And with that, he kind of turns back looks at Jack and just goes, McAllister, what is the meaning of this? And he just kind of cocks his head and looks at you and just says, I don't know yet. What can I do for you, Virgil?
My apologies.
And with that, the receptionist runs in. She goes, I'm so sorry, sir. I tried to stop him. And he says, no, that's quite all right. What can I do for you?
My apologies for interrupting. I was wondering, do you happen to know of anyone who is masterful in the art of rituals?
And with that, the captain just kind of looks back at Jack, like pissed. And without missing a beat, Jack just says, listen, Virgil, I'm a little busy here. I'd be happy to talk shop with you later tonight. I can have Jada make some time. Other than that, you're welcome to pick Pete's brain, okay?
What time works for you?
Jada? And she just says, well, I could push your 8 o'clock to another day. He's like, that sounds perfect. Do you hear that?
Until then.
Sounds good, bud.
Jack.
Right. Thanks.
My captain. And I bow and I leave dramatically with flair.
Yeah. Okay. With that, Virgil, you leave, and then as you do, Jada just kind of storms out and does that thing where she just like stares daggers at you and she just goes, ugh.
I return the book to her and I go, ugh. And I walk away.
I found Virgil's kryptonite.
Yeah, I don't like this girl.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily rude.
Okay. So if you guys don't have anything, the daylight begins to fade as you're all going about your business. We get around the hour of 8 o'clock. Virgil, you want to have a discussion with Jack now?
Yes.
Okay. So after some time, you step in on Jack, and he gives you a little talk about, like, look, you can't be just storming in. I have meetings with pretty influential people, and I want to help you guys, and it makes me look bad and puts me in a position where I won't be able to help you as much. You know what I mean?
I tell them it won't happen again.
Okay, thank you. Now, what can I help you with?
I need to speak with someone who is versed in the way of rituals and deep magic.
Well, believe it or not, I have a bit of knowledge in this area. So, what you want to pick my brain?
How would you amplify a spell? And have you ever dealt with time magic?
Time magic. I've read up a little bit about time magic. It's pretty volatile stuff and something that takes the most studied of mages years and years, maybe centuries to practice. So those are kind of two different and pretty large topics. So I'd probably have time for one of them.
Go with the first one.
Okay. You want to augment a spell.
Amplify, if you will.
And that's beyond just simple upcasting, is that right?
For example, I draw a magical line, like I'm pretty sure I can do this with my thaumaturgy or something. I draw a magical like V in the air and a slash. And I show him this V will last for 30 seconds because of the amount of energy I've put into it. 30 seconds later it disappears. How would you make it last for a minute, or 2, or 10, or years?
Well, I'd use a different spell, one that's permanent.
How can you make a spell permanent?
Why don't you tell me specifically what you're trying to do?
Kind of don't want to, but okay. Let me see. Are you familiar with the spell Banishment?
Yeah.
You understand the time parameters associated with it?
Yes.
How do we get rid of those time parameters?
Well, I think that you are trying to do this the wrong way.
Elaborate. And I have a pen and pencil out, and my glasses are back on.
Okay. It says you're trying to permanently send something or banish something to another plane.
Yes.
Yeah, a banishment spell isn't going to cut it. You're looking for a plane shift.
Ooh, I can write this down. Plane shift. That's all I've written down. Explain it.
Well, it's quite simple, really. You could transport yourself and other creatures to any plane you desire. And if you've got the willpower, you could send something against their will to any plane of your choosing.
How would they leave that plane?
That'd be up to them.
In what way?
For example, you send someone to the elemental plane of fire. They're just there, and they'd have to find their own way back or die trying.
How do you create a plane of existence?
Well, some casters have figured out how to create demi-planes, an entire plane. That's pretty potent stuff. I don't know that anyone's really been able to do that. At least not since the Age of Arcanum.
What's the... Oh. So, how did they do it in the Age of Arcanum?
Well, that was before, as the lore goes, that the gods put limits on the magic that we could achieve. Which I don't think helps you.
Were there any ways of breaking those limits?
If you find out, I'd love to hear it.
Okay. Is there anyone who can teach me this spell that you speak of? This. I look back at my notes, flipping through them, even though I wrote down one thing. Plane shift? Phase shift?
A plane shift.
Yeah, that one.
Remind me, where is it that you studied magic?
I didn't.
I see. Well, I'm someone that does study magic. Just kind of on the side. Something I just find interesting, kind of passes the time. More of a hobby, really. I get the sense that people like you tend to come across magic a little more superfluously. And if you've gotten this far doing that, I suspect it might be difficult to learn it by reading.
Is there anybody who could hands-on teach me?
I would say just however it is that you've learned the magic you know.
Interesting. Thanks, Jack.
No problem.
Be seeing you.
Likewise. Take care.
Oh, before I forget, you've ever heard of Methallium?
Yeah. What of it?
You know how to use it?
Again, I'm a pretty novice practitioner of magic, so I move it from place to place every once in a while. I don't tend to use my own supply.
Cool. That's it.
Good night, Virgil. As you step away, you're a little impressed. You're surprised at how much this seemingly thief turned politician knows about the arcane arts. Just something to note.
Okay.
Okay. So with that harmony, it's at that point in the night that you get the sense that your dream spell has found a target.
Alright. I will shoot awake. I don't know how long I've been out for. And
You look around and it's now dark.
yeah. Wow. I will go out and I don't quite know where Ezra's room is. But if there's any indication, I'm going to try to find her.
Okay.
Do I have
After
message?
asking around, you do get to Jada, who's not in the best of moods, but she does advise that Ezra's room is 4 down from yours, so you kind of trace your steps back, and sure enough, you find her room.
I will knock on the door.
Okay, you knock.
Come in.
Push my way in. Hi.
Hey, Harmon.
I've been searching. This might be strange for your mother, and she just fell asleep. So, if you would like to talk to her, and Harmony is actually cringing, we can talk to her tonight.
Are
You
you
can.
interested in meeting my mom already?
I don't know if I don't know how
I'm
it
just
works.
We can talk to her?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I can choose you, and then you go into her dreams, and you can kind of control the dream, but you can talk to her.
Oh my god, do I get to see her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They usually appear as they are currently in life.
You see the smile kind of fade from Ezra's face. Let's do it. I want to try to find Fear. I know Stephanie isn't here, but I do want Fear to be there.
So yeah, after enough time, you can gather Fira, and
Okay.
okay.
Harmony will bring both of you back to her room, and there's that giant crescent moon with the sand. She'll instruct you to lay down in it.
Okay, I'll lay down.
And
Both of us or just her?
I don't know if I can just like Virgil's trying boost the dream spell in this way. But using my connection to the Palace of Memories or whatever, and the power of dreams connected to the Shadowfell, I will try to bring Fira into this dream as well. Not as like a messenger like Ezra is, but kind of like
Like
a
a
passive.
bystander?
like
Okay.
a passive bystander like I am.
So the typical way that the dream spell works, can you bring a passenger?
I can choose, like I can cast Dream on Ezra, and then she is the one that shows up in Camilla's dream. Like I can target Camilla and cast it on Ezra, so she's the messenger.
Oh,
That's cool.
interesting. To try to bring Camilla,
Fear?
sorry, to try to bring Fira, how are you attempting to do that?
I'm not really sure. Maybe just sit at the top of the moon and yeah, I'm not really sure. We're going to place a hand on her as well when I cast the spell, and try to feel like you know when you wake up in the middle of the night, because I've been sleeping for a while, and you're like in that weird, like still foggy memory. She's gonna try to connect back to that, as she's
Okay.
only been awake for a little bit,
Okay.
and let that influence drift back into the material plane.
So as Harmony's doing that, Fira, is there anything you are attempting to do to try to participate in this dream that you can think of? Or Ezra, anything you could think to add to this to try to
Yeah, I'm
create this?
looking. I can't find anything.
I'll have one of you make an Arcana check. Anyone proficient in Arcana, make an Arcana check.
Can do it. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Easy, buddy.
Ezra, the only thing that you recall that could link minds psionically was gate glass.
Gate glass. It's the gate glass. Yeah. Yeah, let's take out some gate glass. I'll take some out of the bag of holding. I don't know how much we need. I'm gonna give some to Fira and Harmony and me.
Yeah, maybe if we just all have some.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's good hanging with you guys, and good luck in the dreams.
See you later,
Thanks.
Ricky.
Ricky.
Okay. So with that, what are you doing with the gate glass?
Using it as a focus for the spell.
How much are you using?
Well, we have a giant chunk, so if I could break off a reason, I don't want to use all of it.
Well, you get the sense that
10 pounds? Does that sound reasonable?
yeah, I mean anything. It's not like you're going to consume all of it and waste it. It'll probably use whatever it needs, and then whatever's left will just be left.
Okay.
Okay. Harmony, make a wisdom saving throw.
Can I add to that? Can I cast persistence on her?
I don't know if you would see this coming.
18.
18? Okay. Okay. So you all watch as Harmony kind of puts her hands on the gate glass, and you all kind of link hands in this dream ritual. Give me a second. So as you all link hands, you watch as the gate glass begins to quiver. And parts of it begin to shatter off and shatter and shatter and shatter into smaller pieces. And this reddish mist begins to surround Harmony. And Harmony, you almost feel it grating against your lungs as you're breathing this material in. And Ezra and Fira, you watch as her eyes begin to get kind of injected with redness until almost these lines of this bright ruby red begin kind of cascading until it almost engulfs the entirety of her pupils. You do take 9 points of psychic damage. You succeeded the save. You take 9 points of psychic damage. And you watch as all 10 pounds of the gate glass is consumed. And as part of that, yes, Fira, you enter into this dream state. And I think this is actually a good place to stop.
Oh, I hate you.
Just because I feel like this is a pretty notable moment and we're down half of our group.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would be pretty important for people to see. It'll also give you guys time to think about what it is you want to do in the dream.
Gives you, Ezra, you have complete control, Jackie.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And it gives the rest of us a bit of time to consider that Harmony has just been awakened.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's true.
what does it mean by awakened?
So
You're an advanced human, or elf in your case, or Hasamar. Like, it's weird.
We're just like, we can become as powerful as we want.
Does everyone get awakened, or is like only certain people?
It's the
it all happened to you on the very first session.
When I got the psionic stuff?
Yeah. So as part of that, Harmony, you're going to gain a feature, a psionic feature that's associated with that.
Cool.
That's cool.
Okay.
Good
Guys.
session.